Love is you. Love is you. Love is you. Love is you. Love is you.
Hey ladies, Jin here, and I am back with another update. So again, it's been a few weeks since my last video. I know I updated you guys on my fibroids and the struggle with that. And I believe in my last video I told you I had to do another x-ray that still has not happened yet because, well, let me see if I can find it here. Well, I have to go and get an x-ray, I guess, of my fallopian tubes, and it's called a fluoroscopy, and I have to get a hysterosalpingogram. That's what it's called. So, after I got this referral from the doctor, she said to call immediately to make the appointment. I did that, and they told me, the first time they told me, well, they asked me a bunch of questions. First of all, when you have such a x-ray, you're not supposed to have any kind of sex. You're supposed to, you're on your period. Once your period is over, you can't have any sex until you have that x-ray. So I didn't know that, and of course, my husband and I got busy, and when they were asking me, I said, yes, we did. So they said, you can't do it, you have to wait till next month. So I called, they said, call on your last day of your period. So I called the last day of my period. No one picked up. I called several times, left voicemails. I didn't get a call back until several days later. And they said, oh, as of today, we do not have the doctor to do that procedure. So here's another place to call. So I call the other place, and I'm trying to make an appointment. And they're like, oh, what was the date of the beginning of your last period? I tell them the date. They tell me it's too late. And I said, well, I called on the last day of my period, and I was told not to have any sex so that I can have this thing. And now you're telling me, no, you're actually supposed to call on the first day of your period, and we'll make the appointment then. So now I have to wait until my next period, folks. So this is turning into like a 2-month-long game here. So that's annoying, but that is the status of that as of now. So I wanted to give you guys that heads up. Thank you to those of you who comment and watch the videos and like my videos. I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely ask me questions, interact with me. I respond to you as soon as I can. It actually takes me a while to respond sometimes because I'm super busy. I should not be making this video right now. I should be on my way to my kitchen because I have a couple of orders to fulfill and get done, and I'd like to get them done earlier. But I was really inspired to make this video, and the reason is to give you the update, but I also want to talk to you about something that's been going on and which I'm thinking about incorporating as a regular thing on this page, because I really do think it has a huge significance to my journey to motherhood, and it's spirituality, which you saw in the title. I don't know where I'm going to go with this in future videos, but I'm just going to talk about it now, and then you guys, talk to me. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to give you a little history of my religious and spiritual background. I'm actually not a religious person at all, but I grew up, my parents grew up together, and they grew up Catholic. They went to a Catholic church. And they had to do that when they were kids. They went every single Sunday. Both families went together. According to my dad, when he turned 18, he was done. He said he went to enough church for a lifetime. My mom, on the other hand, when my parents got divorced and my mom remarried, she married a Baptist, and he was very much involved in the church. And my stepdad would take us to church every Sunday at a Baptist church. And then we actually ended up moving to Florida, and I actually went to the Benny Hinn Church in Florida for many years with my stepdad and my mom. After they got divorced, We didn't go to church. So basically we went to church because of my stepdad. My mom still read the Bible and was into it, but she wasn't that much into church. My mom has always been an entrepreneur and was actually just really focused in working every day and doing everything she had to do to maintain her business and all that. So she was kind of tired, But she did read her Bible and she did, have her practices. When I got into high school, I became very curious about religion. And a lot of my friends were Seventh-day Adventists. My best friends were Seventh-day Adventists. So when I was in 11th and 12th grade, I would go to church on Saturdays to a Seventh-day Adventist church with my besties. And that was cool, because I started to open up again about church. And I had a lot of questions. I've always had plenty of questions. And now I was older and able to sort of better articulate my questions and kind of like pay attention. As a kid, you don't really pay attention. Some of my friends didn't like that. Some of them didn't like my responses to sermons or thought processes of people in church and all that kind of stuff. So I was definitely interested in the knowledge and understanding of it. Okay. After I graduated high school, went to college, I started going to a non-denominational church on Sundays, and I loved it. That was the first time where I felt like I belonged, and was part of a church, and loved the views, loved the love, and the openness, and it was just all about love and accepting everyone, and that is what I definitely appreciated. So I did that for a few years. Then that church actually closed down because of financial purposes. So I stopped going to church for a while and then dabbled here and there, read here, read this, read that, did my own little thing here and there over the years. Now here I am, mid-30s. Oh, God, I hate saying mid-30s. And I am having this, I don't know how to explain this explosive feeling within me that I need to explore more. And actually between now and church and college, like I said, I dabbled here and there. I did a lot of meditation here and there, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to explore that, going to different meditation centers, yoga, all these different things to try and explore, but I wasn't committed to doing it as a regular practice. I just did it here and there when I felt like I really, really needed it. But now at this age, I feel like it's something that I need every day. It's something I need to explore on a regular basis and as part of my daily lifestyle. So the past few months, I have been meditating regularly, praying regularly, and just exploring my spiritual self more, talking to God more. That was something that I didn't actually do back, in all those years. I went to church, I read this, I listened to this, and I researched that, but I did not really talk to God. I prayed, but I did like the prayers that I learned as a kid, the recited, memorized prayers, right? But I wasn't like really like praying from my heart, and really talking to God. So now I'm at a point where my prayer is being honest and talking to God, and my meditation is being still and listening. Listening to God, trying to understand myself, and I'm just right now focused on my spiritual growth. I think it has been enlightening in the past few months, and more every day. I hunger more and I want to learn more and I want more. I want to see more. So now where I'm at is I'm still meditating, I'm still praying, but now I am also incorporating studying the Bible. Before I read the Bible when I went to church, when a scripture was brought to me, or when I talked to people in my daily life, and they said, "Oh, have you read this scripture?" I look it up, I highlight it, and then that's it. now I'm at a point where I want to study the Bible. I don't want to read the Bible. And I just want to learn more about the history of the Bible, what's really going on in the Bible. And there's a lot of wisdom in there that I definitely have noticed and see, and I can absolutely apply to my life. But I'm really focused on just kind of studying and learning and seeing where that takes me in my spiritual journey. So I really wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know, it's been on my mind, and I really wanted to share it with someone, so I'm sharing it with you. Of course, I share it with my husband. Me and my husband talk about it every day, but I wanted something more. The other thing is, for the past 2 months, I believe now, yeah, every Sunday morning, me and two of my oldest friends, actually friends that I went to high school with, went to their Seventh-day Adventist church. We have started a Sunday morning sermon. So every morning at 9 a.m. we get on Google Hangout, and the three of us are on, and we just talk about our week. We all have our own little practices and our own devotionals that we read every day, and just whatever it is that we're going through spiritually, we kind of bring it to this Sunday morning sermon, and we share it with each other, what we've learned. And by sharing with each other what we've learned, it forces us to ask us, okay, well, what about me in this situation? What does gratitude mean to me? What is forgiveness for me? These are topics that are brought up by individuals, and they share, and we are non-judgmental. We're super open, and you say what you want to say, how you want to say it, whether it's happy, sad, anger, whatever, and we kind of talk a little bit about it, and everyone has their moment on the call. We open up our call with prayer, we end it with prayer. So that's the other thing that I've incorporated in this whole spiritual journey, and I've actually been enjoying it, and it's because of that it has actually pushed me to studying the Bible and understanding it, because one of my friends on there, this girl is whipping out scripture for everything that any one of us says. She's like, oh, well, if you look this up in Psalms, or if you look this up in here and there, and I'm just like, wow, that's awesome that you know that. But, she grew up in the church, so she had to memorize a lot of things, so it's kind of embedded in her head. But being that she grew up in church, having these calls kind of forces her to think back about the scripture that she learned, and think about it in adulthood, and being 35, and just, when we were teenagers at 16, that meant something very different to what it means to us today. She's a mother now. We are in relationships and motherhood and all these different things. Spirituality seems so much more, for me, of a necessity. Back in the day, I didn't care, so much. But now I really do. I really feel like it is something that I need to have in my daily life. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I'll take a few minutes to show you a little bit of what I have going on. So one thing that I love to do is craft. This channel actually used to be my crafting channel, but I didn't really do much with it. But I love crafting, and I love journaling, art journaling in particular. So I take composition books and I paint them and I repurpose them, and they become my journal. So this right now is kind of like my Bible study journal that I'm using to write whatever I'm learning, anything that comes to mind, anything that stands out. My Sunday sermons with the girls, whatever I'm studying. I draw in it. This is like a meditation circle with colors and stuff, and what the colors mean. So I draw in here. I do a lot of stuff. I do Zen tangles in here. So it's kind of like my spiritual notebook. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on in there. But I need to get a little bit more organized with it. So I'm going to make a new notebook. And kind of change this up. So I might actually come back later on, maybe in a month or so, and share with you guys a better updated routine. So I have that I use. This is my Bible here. This this is a paper bag that I kind of like spray painted as my book cover. And I've been using this to look up things. I bought this book for myself back in 2001, January 17, 2001, and I put To Jin, A Guide to Help Strengthen Your Soul. So this is the first Bible that I've ever bought myself. I have other Bibles that I've had growing up from my parents, but this was the first Bible that I actually bought for myself. So whenever I went to church since 2001, this is the Bible that I brought with me. I've highlighted and taken notes and done stuff in here. But now this is what I use to kind of read scripture and study. I have just ordered a ESV study Bible that should be coming probably at the end of the week. So I'm going to use that to study more. It has commentary in it. It has a concordance in it. It has all kinds of stuff. It's a very popular brand by Crossway. So I ordered that. I'm excited to get that to kind of help me with studying. And then right now, I created a plan that I've been doing for the past week. And I don't want to read the Bible from cover to cover because that just doesn't really appeal to me. If I did that, then I probably would not continue this journey. So I need to have more of a specific purpose. So right now, my purpose or my goal, plan, is to read through the Bible and read all the women of the Old Testament. So this book here, I bought this many years ago. It's called Women in Scripture. And I actually have a bookshelf full of all kinds of books, feminist books, theology books, and other stuff. And one day I was at the store and I saw this book and it spoke to me and I picked it up. I didn't really look through it when I bought it. I bought this maybe 8 years ago. And it's been sitting on my bookshelf, and it didn't speak to me until recently when I looked on the bookshelf and I was looking for books to kind of like help me through this journey, and this popped out to me. So I've been using this, and I've been, writing in here as well and highlighting stuff. You can't really see it. And studying the women in Scripture. And then I have this little moleskin notebook where I'm writing notes on each woman. So this is going to be women in the Old Testament. So this is kind of like my little research project. The other thing that I use is the Bible app by YouVersion. It's on my phone. I don't have my phone with me now, but I use that app because they have a bunch of study plans in it. And it's kind of like a social network, so you can get your friends on it. You guys can study together. I have my other 2 girlfriends that I do my Sunday morning devotional with on there. And it's just like a great resource. As you get, download any Bible version that you want. You can have that there, and you can highlight it and do things and practice your study. So sometimes when I'm on the train, when I'm commuting, and, I might feel like looking up stuff or reading further on something that's been on my mind, so I do that. And the other thing I want to show you is my little, what do I call it? This is my sacred space. So check out my sacred space here. It's just a little tiny space. This is a little cardboard box, and this is just a purple tablecloth actually from my wedding that I put over it. And then this candle here, I light. This candle and these smaller candles I light. The room is dark. This is my messy closet. But the room is dark and I light these candles. And this is my little singing bowl here, which I start and stop my meditation. So basically I sit here and I meditate. I sit here on this pillow and I light the candles and I sit here and I meditate. And I pray. So this is like my quiet space. Sometimes I come in here and I do my Bible study. But this is just a really great space. This is my walk-in closet, so I'm in here a lot to get dressed. I talk on the phone in here or whatever. It's like my little private room in the house. So I decided that it would be great to put my sacred space here for my spiritual growth. So right now, that's what I'm doing. And I really I don't know why, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I just feel like this is just really good for me. For first of all, this journey through these fibroids, and it's kind of really hard because we really want to have a child, and I don't even know what's going to happen with that. And just being able to sit here and meditate and pray and just all the different things that I'm doing is definitely helpful to me. Also, my business is really, really hard. Things are getting crazy. I just landed another big account. I've got a big wedding to do next week. I've got all these great things happening, and it's a lot, and I just feel so overwhelmed. And so to come back home, to wake up in the morning and just devote some time in my sacred space, or to come home late at night and sit in my sacred space and do these things is very helpful to me. So I feel like it was all over the place with this vlog, but I just kind of wanted to share with you what I've got going on right now. So what do you guys think? What are you guys doing? Are you doing anything? I follow quite a lot of people on YouTube, and the people that I follow kind of talk about religion and spirituality in passing, but they don't really share what they're up to. So I'm just curious about what you guys do, if you're open to sharing, and even if you're open to maybe doing Bible study together, or I would love to do like a Google Hangout with anyone who's open to it and just kind of like talk. It doesn't have to be like a structured thing, just a space to kind of like talk about things, because sometimes I feel like people want to talk about it, but they don't know who to talk to about it. Some people might be afraid to talk about it, or people just don't have the people around them to talk to about. So I would definitely love to be that person for you if you're interested. So let me know, guys. I need to get out of here. I need to stop procrastinating. But I was happy that I took the time out to share this with you. This video probably won't go up until I get back home, though. Or maybe when I'm at my office, maybe I will take some time to upload this while I'm on a break or something, my lunch break. But anyhow, that's my update, and that is my thing right now with spirituality. I hope you enjoyed it, and till next time.